To get access to the content, you'll first need to sign up on the Baileywiki Patreon. So visit patreon.com/Baileywiki. It's also linked in the description and also at the end card of any of our videos. And then you'll need to choose your membership. So we're going to discuss what membership makes sense for you. Channel supporter is basically just a thank you. We may add some additional features to this and we'll flesh that out as we go, but as of right now, it's mainly just a thank you system if you want to just show some love for the channel. Getting into content tracks, we have different tiers here. You can see there's 2B and 2A differentiated here. So there are a system of tracks. A is going to be Foundry tracks, B is going to be Dungeondraft tracks. So 2B is Dungeondraft Only, and what this includes is all of our monthly maps, which are going to be the Dungeondraft files for the maps we create for Foundry BTT, and our Dungeondraft asset packs. Those are Baileywiki asset packs, not asset packs from other creators. You may still need to have Patreon or other subscriptions for folks like Epsilon or Tom Kartos or Forgotten Adventures in order to edit those maps. But the 2B Dungeondraft Only track is what you go to if you're only interested in our Dungeondraft maps and Dungeondraft packs. Next, we have the Foundry Basic tier, or Tier 2A. This is going to include most of our 2D Foundry modules. So this includes the Baileywiki Maps Premium module, the Baileywiki Maps Towns module, the City Districts 01 through 05, and the Cabal Dungeon module. And then, of course, the Baileywiki Nuts and Bolts module for Foundry is completely free, and that's available to everyone. So this is kind of the getting your feet wet in Foundry with all of our content. And then if we advance into the 3A track, that's going to be the Foundry Advanced track. This is going to include everything from the Foundry Basic track, but also include the Baileywiki 3D module and the Baileywiki Landing Pages module. So if you're wanting some of those advanced features, then this is where you go for that. Additionally, everything that includes Baileywiki 3D includes 3D Canvas from Ripper. We've worked together with him to be able to offer that to our patrons as well, so we'll be able to install that through the Foundry module browser too. Tier 3B is going to be Foundry Basics plus Dungeondraft. So that's going to have all of our basic Foundry modules, so Towns, Premium, Cities 1 through 5, and the Cabal Dungeon, as well as our Dungeondraft assets, so those Dungeondraft maps and Dungeondraft asset packs. So those are available to you with 3B. That's kind of the combined track. And then Tier 4 is all of the things. So it's going to have all of our Foundry modules, every single one of them, plus all of our Dungeondraft material. So that's going to be the Dungeondraft maps, the Dungeondraft asset packs, Baileywiki Maps Premium, Baileywiki Towns, City 1 through 5, Cabal Dungeon, Baileywiki 3D, and Baileywiki Landing Pages. So if you want to get absolutely everything, then all the things is for you. We also occasionally do some early access things just for all the things, or some experimental pieces that are just for all the things and above. After all of that, we get into our mastery tracks. As of right now, these are basically all of the things, but then you also get access to a special channel on our Discord for Foundry Mastery, where we have a little bit closer eye on being able to respond to questions, whether that's troubleshooting or for things like how do I build this type of effect or trap or whatever setup in Foundry. So if you're wanting to level up your Foundry game, this is where you go. The first tier just gives you access to that Discord channel. The second tier gives you access to some office hours where we try to meet with people, be available, and then walk through some of these questions actually via a video call to help people learn and level up their DMing. And then finally, the level 3 is some one-on-one coaching hours with members of our team. If you are just getting started with Foundry or you really want to get into some advanced stuff and you have the resources but not necessarily the time, then this is a great way to accelerate that learning curve very quickly. And so whenever you have decided on the track that you want, go ahead and select join for the appropriate track and take care of that. And once you have your Patreon confirmation from us, it's time to move on to connecting everything.